is just fantastic.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Hope you're having a marvellous day today. Before we start, I'm going to be streaming on Moistonian Live later. Hope to see you there, link and comment. Today we're going to be talking about... Yeah, okay, take two. Today we're going to be talking about Johnny Somali. Why? Because I've noticed some things that intrigue. Firstly, I didn't know until recently Johnny Somali has his own Wikipedia page. Now, there are some interesting factoids here. Ethnicity is one, for example. Others being where he was raised. His viewerships on YouTube, which is hilarious subscriber count. For a guy with 20.7 thousand subscribers on his old channel on YouTube, at the age of 24, this guy is remarkably notorious. He has his own Wikipedia. That's the fascinating part over, but the best part is that you know you've made it when your Wikipedia page is mostly about what has been dubbed your social impact. In Japan, where you were found guilty, in Israel, where you were kicked out, and in South Korea, where you still reside. Your Wikipedia is mostly legal proceedings based, because there's nothing about you worth adding beyond that. Yeah, you're an IRL streamer who streams on Party because, well, you have streamed on Party. You've been banned, by the way, on Party as well. You are so, I would say, edgy, but you're not necessarily edgy. You're just a disappointment. Have you considered the Mizzy path? Getting some practical skills, NVQ or vocational based, and then going into the real world and working. Earning respect rather than demanding respect. The problem with many IRL streamers, especially those who are now facing legal consequences. Many of you expect and demand what you could go out and earn. It's not overly complicated. If you're having issues with it, don't worry. All you have to do is do the following. Don't be such a colossal smeghead. It's not difficult, but it's okay if you can't. I regard many of you like I have regarded Chantal, who's now in Syria. Regretting that one, no doubt, considering what's happened a stone's throw from where she lives. I regard you all as one gigantic colostomy bag of failure. Much like Amberlynn Reid telling the truth, Chantal making a good decision, I would trust you, Johnny, and others like you, the IRL streamers who keep getting into legal trouble, to obey the rule of law in the land you go to. In the same sense, I would trust a single cell of cancer to not try to kill the person it's inside. Yes, I made that joke earlier in the week if you heard it. I will gladly reuse it. I thought it was quite smart. So yes, the first part of this video is that Johnny does in fact have a Wikipedia page when he has bugger all in his life worth noting beyond his criminal ongoing or his social impact, as it is dubbed. I love that within this social impact, it also references that you've been banned from Twitch, you've had a ban on Kick, you've had a ban from Party. Are you on Rumble yet? Because they might be one of the few platforms where you have a chance of not getting banned. Although if you did, I'd be here for it, because I would support you in your attempts to totally not be an absolute smeg for brain, even though you are. It's hilarious. I saw 2 articles concerning Johnny of interest. Now, he doesn't go back to court until early August, which means we're not going to be discussing him much until then. And the August part is important because, as many of you know, he is facing, because he's pleaded guilty to 5 of the 7 charges. He is looking at years in prison, potentially. Some like 30 days, sure. Not guilty, though, to 2 other counts of special act of sexual violent crimes, and that's 2 counts of that. This could get interesting. Now, I noticed in the first article, PewDiePie has been sharing his opinion on Johnny Somali. In a recent video on PewDiePie's channel titled YouTubers Are Ruining Japan, PewDiePie talks extensively about the content of a lot of people who are disrupting the peace of local people in Japan. Now, tourism as a whole is hugely beneficial to that country's economy. All countries can benefit from it if it's safe to go. So if you go to Syria, please don't think you're a tourist. We all know you're a prisoner, at best. Those that go to Japan, though, need to understand, much like any other country, you need to respect the customs of that land. That applies to all countries, by the way. It doesn't matter where you go. If you cannot do that, you should rightfully be criticised. We have earlier this year criticised, I think it was Miskiff, climbed on one of the blossom tree. Miskiff, though, did apologise publicly everywhere. As far as I'm concerned, if the people of Japan can accept the apology because it was a mistake, great, rather than doing the intrusive thought thing of doing a pull-up. Was it Aiden Ross? No, it was Miskiff, yes. Some people, though, like Johnny, no, that's not what Johnny did. PewDiePie believed that Johnny Somali's name outshines the most notorious content creators there, or who have been there, by saying, he's been yelling Fukushima, Nagasaki, we will do it again. And then he's like, I can't believe they actually treat me like I'm a terrorist. Yep, so he got arrested and now he got deported. I don't know if he's banned for life or anything like that, but it would be really difficult for him to enter again, which is good. Get him out. I think he was. If memory serves, he has been banned for life. I think Logan Paul has been too, and rightly so. To anyone that wants to justify, don't bother. The tourists that go and chase geisha girls down the street for a selfie, or go to regions of the country they're not allowed to go to, should be ashamed of themselves. There's a reason tourism is more localized to certain cities. It's so densely populated, it's harder for you to disrespect the country. I'd like to see you pull a stunt like that in a country like North Korea, where you are so controlled, you've got no hope of getting anywhere without being absolutely flogged or put in front of a SAM site for shiggle. Not that I want that for someone like Johnny. I want Johnny to be a better person. The best way to do that is learn, adapt, improve, adjust, and come back with better content, because this is not content. Well, it is for us, those that react and say, yeah, you're a bad avatar for humanity. It's not good content, though, when you are encouraging it through your own stupidity. It will cause more people to act in a stupid way. And it can't be denied, for somebody with such a small following, it's remarkable the level of influence he has. Take, for example, in Japan, he got beaten. Take, for example, in Israel, he nearly got his head taken off by a female police officer. She's IDF trained, you got no hope. And in South Korea, he got chased down the street being beaten repeatedly. The only thing he has going for him is the fact he seems to be able to get up quite well. Glass gin, but his legs don't give out completely. But he's still getting beaten, so the only influence he has is uniting people against his existence. And PewDiePie here is correct. You can't go around shouting those things as an American. Much like you can't go on a tube in Korea, South Korea more importantly, and shout equally heinous thing, which you've done. And you did it in Israel as well, by the way, don't think I forgot. The clips are featured in videos I've done on you in the past. So moving on from PewDiePie's commentary, we go to a more recent article from The Times of India, published on the 2nd of July this year. Johnny Somali's legal situation in South Korea has intensified as an alleged victim has filed a formal petition demanding severe punishment. This rare legal move, typically reserved for exceptionally serious cases, could significantly, because apparently I can't read today, escalate his troubles. This is interesting. I don't know how the system works in this respect, or whether this has any sway over the judge. Ultimately, I don't care. I want Johnny to be punished. Only way he'll learn, right? According to reports from YouTuber and lawyer Legal Mindset, a formal petition has been submitted to Seoul's Western District Court demanding the harshest possible punishment. What makes this significant is that South Korean courts almost never receive petitions of this nature unless the case is deemed exceptionally serious. Because this would set a precedent, it can be regarded as quite serious. His previous activities in Japan and Israel certainly do him no favors in this. What makes this so unique is that the petition wasn't just made up on change.org. It was filed by someone directly affected by Johnny Somali's actions. Petitions cannot, just to be clear here, be filed by third parties, fans, or random observers. Only an actual victim in Korea, someone who then can testify in court, is allowed to submit the request. The key detail means the court will take this more seriously than mere public sentiment. That's mostly because public sentiment was to punch Johnny repeatedly and be fined as a consequence, which led to many people just sending the money to the people who got fined in the first place. Turns out public support for South Koreans is much higher than that of Johnny Somali, who I can't imagine is doing that well financially these days, since he can't make money there. In this instance, the person must then present documented evidence of harm, make a formal case for why Johnny deserves a severe sentence. So the real important part is this has to be factual, not emotional. Factual damage, not emotional damage. As far as I'm concerned, I didn't know this kind of statement, petition to legal representatives could in fact be made, and I like it. It's like a victim impact statement, but not given during sentencing, given before sentencing is even considered. I like that. And if this is all what has happened, it's not a surprise Johnny has yet to respond to any of it, because he knows shit creek paddle lacking. He's screwed. He knows he is. I still think he won't get a very harsh sentence. I think he'll at best get 1 year. If he's lucky. He'll be banned from the country immediately, and then he'll go somewhere else and carry on as if nothing happened. If you want to add to your repertoire of places you'd like to go, Johnny, where you're guaranteed to get into trouble with some of the stunts you pulled, based on what we know of Foodie Beauty, Kuwait's a great option. And then Syria. I hear that's a hotspot right now. I'm sure Israel, when they find out you're there, will be very happy to send you a gift. Now, I know this is shorter. I do apologise. Things are a bit quiet at the moment. Before we finish, I wanted to say the Halls of Injustice YouTube series I've done for many years will no longer be happening on this channel. There is a chance of perhaps one more concerning P. Diddy, but I'm not going to be making those videos here because yesterday's I spent a long time making the video and no, it tanked. And that's unfortunate, also understandable. People are less interested in that content, so it won't be here anymore. There is a channel for it. It's linked at the bottom of my homepage. The Omegon page is a bunch of channels at the bottom that I use. Halls of Injustice is there. I'll also be streaming on Twitch tonight some ships at sea, so fishing. And I'll also be streaming on Moistski Live because I don't want to clog this channel up with too many streams a week. 2 to 3 maybe, but not 4. Weekends are easier to do. So if I don't see you on Twitch, Kick, or on Moistski Live, have a wonderful day everyone, and thank you so much for listening.